need to have the map control in your favor to actually do something as a terrorist. You can execute your strats lately in the round because the sites are so close to the entrance, so you can basically walk into the main and there is the bomb plant, walk into the B and there is the bomb plant, and you can wait for the counter-terrorist smokes to wear off and actually do your strat. I mean, it's important to have the mid control as a terrorist as well as the CT, especially as a CT, but even if you don't have that, if the CTs took over that from you, you can actually do your strat, and it's gonna be a bit harder to win the round, but it's not impossible like in some other maps.
Yeah, definitely agree. And you know, it's a map that we're seeing a hell of a lot more. I personally love casting this. I did say this before that we saw MVP Cardinal come back from a 14-8 deficit to win 16-14 just yesterday. It was an unbelievable game, so enjoyable to cast. But I think we are just about ready. Jesus, attack's sensitivity is insane. I don't know if you can see that right now, Kassad, but he's like flopping all over the place. That was so weird. It's going to be Knife, and the winner of this, I assume, is going to be picking CT.
Yeah, definitely they should pick CT because it's a way stronger side, and recently it has been like the meta has been changing and the terrorists start picking up rounds. I guess the teams were like starting to figure out how to actually execute the strats even though they don't have the map control. So it's not that heavy CT sided now, but it's still in the favor of the counter terrorists.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree on that one. Yesterday we did see the bulk of rounds going on the CT side. There was a lot of, what I noticed in Asia from the games that we've casted thus far from the Asia Rising Stars tournament, is that there is a lot of aggression on both sides. There's a lot of peeking, there's a lot of frag trading as well. And that does make for fantastic games to cast, but sometimes it does leave you like scratching your head wondering what the hell just happened. Like there's a lot of mistakes are made, but a lot of big plays as well. Either way, we do have ourselves the knife round finished off. SkyRed are going to be on the CT side, and we are starting things off in this first round of the quarterfinal matchups. The winner of this will face off against ZZCY, I should say, sorry, the Chinese team that did knock out the Indonesians of NXL last time around in the quarterfinals. Hukon gets the first frag, and there's Dark Lord as well. SkyRed starting very aggressively and pick themselves up a bunch of frags. That's a beautiful one-tap from Dark Lord. Caster, that last remaining player, he's got himself two. So he's going to make this as difficult as possible for the TTs, but Zach is going to get him with a headshot and a very comfortable start from SkyRed. Some beautiful one-clicks there.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the difference in the ping again. There is a 30 ping on every player from the Vietnamese team, and the other one even almost 100. But interesting round, they tried to split B with some forcing on the middle with that boost area and leaving the bomb on the B sector, and it didn't work out because they got one-shotted from the long range distance shots with the P2K and P250 and USP, of course. So good start for the Vietnamese team.
Absolutely, and we are going to see that Puzzle.
By the way, interesting nicknames for the Chinese guys. This Karsa in the you can see an XL throw or something.
Yeah, has an XL throw in his name, but we are going to have so much action from both teams, and already 6 players have lost their lives. Just 2 terrorists remain. They did force up here with upgraded pistols and Kevlar. And so far, the CTs have managed to lock them down and pick the 2-0 up. It wasn't the easiest of rounds. They lost a bunch of weapons, but Puzzle did commit to that round. It didn't work out for them.
Yeah, long exchange on the A side. They tried to force it on the main, and it didn't work out because it was the bad exchange from the terrorist side. But you can see the terrorists are following the European meta, and they are forcing the second round after they lose the first with the Tech 9s, which are still overpowered pistol. Opinion, so.
I agree. I totally agree. What they moved down
the 8 bullets. I mean,
8 bullets, yeah, and it's still super OP at close range. You can still like one-shot somebody instantly, and there's nothing they can do. It's crazy.
The moving accuracy with that pistol is just ridiculous. Something needs to be changed. That's that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, 100%. I'm sure there are a lot of people watching that also feel that way, but Zach is going to get the first frag there with the M4 onto Lovey, who was trying to push into main. The rest of the Ts are just lurking around mid. And Miwuzu is just Around the back towards T-spawn. Bomb's been dropped, will be picked up from Casa, and now the push is in effect. Johnny P with the MP9 is in perfect position here to just rain down and spray through, and they do that. Oh, there's a team kill there. InOP just got fragged off his own teammate. That's sad times for them.
Oh yeah, you never want to do that, but you can see it's a bit weird. They had only one SMG. I really like the new SMGs because they are improved and their accuracy is way better. You can like run backwards and shoot people in the head, but Valve is doing something strange, and it's kind of interesting because they are implementing new things in current meta, and it's always nice to have new things. You don't get stuck with the old ones and get bored.
Yeah, so it's a good point you make. You know, you always want to keep things changing and evolving, and I like.
Yeah, keep it interesting. Keep it interesting. Keep it mixed up.
It doesn't become stagnant, you know. You always have different tactics that you have to put into play, and the SMGs definitely do change quite a few things up here. As we're speaking, 2 players did fall down. This is a force buy a full buy, I should say, from Puzzle, who've got themselves AKs on the board. They're not doing terribly in this round. Again, you can see they do have the bomb in Garage. This time, though, Miwuzu is in Squeaky. Kaza was thinking about pushing main, but there has been a bit of confrontation back and forth there on Headshot on B. CLB still has all of his HP intact. Lovey's been tagged down heavily to 48. Flashbang to his forehead. And now Johnny P takes that opportunity to strike. Very nicely put together there, the teamwork. But they do lose Johnny P in the process from InOP. And down to a 3-on-3. And with just 30 seconds to go, Puzzle have to commit to a site here. InOP does get the frag. And they get another one onto Zach. So it's all on CLB. They knew where he was. They know he's on B. And of course, they're just going to rush and plant on A. And this is probably a chance for CLB to just save that AK. He doesn't have much of an opportunity to clutch this one.
Yeah, I mean, he should just maybe go for the... Let's look at the money. Maybe he should go for some kills to try to reset the economy in the next round of the terrorists, but he can save as well. It's not even a bad decision. And you can see the last round, the Chinese team went for the default setup and they just went for the picks in the late part of the round. And sometimes that's a bit risky because if you lose a duel on like, let's say, B sector and the area is clear after that, then you can get like backstabbed and you can get flanked, and it's kind of, you are relying yourself on people hitting their shots, and this time that happened, but it's not gonna work every time, so they need to like switch it up in the next round because they will get a response from the CTs, if the CTs are smart, of course.
Ooh, that's pretty painful. He waited till the very end. He did get a kill, but he ended up dropping himself. So 1 for 1. They do have enough funds, though, as you were touching upon there, to go ahead and get more weapons anyway. So it's not the end of the world for SkyRed. And Puzzle do get that all-important first round up on the board. It's going to give them a bit of confidence. They have themselves a Galil, but other than that, everything is pretty much A-OK. Only the one flashbang on Attacker, but they do have smokes elsewhere. Attacker, speaking of the man, he has just walked into what I thought was going to be that grenade, but actually missed it completely. And does get some vital information, and once again Puzzle playing this one slow. We haven't seen any all-out rushes just yet.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to rush without any information. I mean, you're just gambling. Just going to the, let's say, A site without any information. Where are the CTs? You can get slaughtered very easily if you guess wrongly. So just keep it slow, and then just based on the information you get from your teammates, just make a decision, split something or push something with 5 people or whatever you want to do.
That seems to be exactly what they're doing. Again, they do get the first rank, but then Lovey has found himself on the receiving end of a battering as well. And Puzzle have got that bomb dropped in mid, but they're just fine with that. They can easily pick it up whenever they want to. Looks like Miwuzu is going to be in Squeaky once again with InOP looking at main. Casa still hasn't made any moves just as of yet, still in mid. And now they start to move. Only 2 players have been dropped in the first minute or so of action. And
they're playing really slow.
They really are. 20 seconds now on the timer, and they haven't really got any huge gaping holes to exploit, and they're going to be forced to actually rush in here with just 15 seconds left on the timer. CLB's in good position. They should be able to get the crossfire down, but no, the smoke comes in, and their 2 opening picks go to Puzzle. So for all we're saying about them being slow, they do get the frags and the round with the plant. My goodness.
They're making it work. Yeah, I have to say, I have to commend both of the teams, because you can look at the CTs. They're going for the mid control with 3 people, which is the best thing you can possibly do on the CT side. Just secure the mid, get the info, and just rotate where you are needed. But Puzzle is countering them and actually just saying like, here, take the middle, and we will just wait for your smokes to vanish, and then we'll just pick up the information as go where are like a smaller amount of people, and it's working for them, and it's already going to be 3-3. So on the T side, that's very good, especially if you lose the T pistol. So
yeah, very Navi-esque, using every single second they possibly can. And Zach and CLB, last remaining players, rest of their team have just been pounded here from quick picks. It is on eco, so you kind of expect the terrorists to walk away with this one. Spray control from Attacker let him down slightly, but he does make amends and get that kill after all. CLB was in checkered this whole time, and he was unable to get a frag, so Puzzle walk away with that round completely unscathed. That's a lot of money in their back pocket. 9,000 in OP. Got lots of money to play with.
CTs need to make some kind of changes, because they need to make some kills, entry kills at the beginning of the round, because they're getting into this cycle of losing rounds, taking losing rounds, and they need to make some kind of a pick at the start of the round, because this is not working. Maybe get the AWP and go with aggressive main pick or aggressive B sector pick or something, because this is not really working for them, and if they lose too many rounds on the T side, it's gonna be difficult for them to win actually.
Well, you're seeing aggression this time from SkyRed, pushing through mid very aggressively. Dark Lord did get some information. They get the first kill as well. It's that man, once again, Miwusu, who is being squeaky, who gets punished. And this is looking like one-way traffic in SkyRed's favour. They do lose a player in the process. That's Karsa getting the one lonely frag. And he is the last remaining player as well in main. And Tukon easily picks up that frag. So we were saying, you know, they need to try something different, and they went back to basics
like
and won
we
it.
talked about, the terrorists just went for the fast push on the main. It really didn't pay out, because the CTs had a better positioning and just shut them down at the beginning of the round. And after that, when you're like 5-on-3 and you have the map control on your side, it's very difficult for the terrorists to actually make it happen. And the only thing that can save them in that round is somebody to make a mistake, or somebody to hit some crazy shot, or maybe even 2 or 3. So a bit of mistake from the terrorist side, but 3 rounds already, and there are like, how many, 8 to go, so
yep,
there is a bit space for them. Yeah.
Already doing work indeed, and there's plenty of time for them to still pick up more rounds. They have gone a player down this time. Lovey and Attacker have both fallen. And I think your mic was giving a bit of weird feedback there, because I'm not sure if that was you or me though. It seems okay now.
Issue, but I think it's fine now.
Okay, yep, you're a bit on the quiet side, but I can turn you up. That's not an issue. Either way, 50 seconds left. Puzzle seem to be edging towards A. They've thrown a decoy over on B side. And look at this from Dark Lord. He's in a very good position to strike. He shoots a bit prematurely, but he does get the frag nonetheless. And that leaves the other 2 remaining players after they've just been flashed with all sorts of trouble. Castle once again is the last remaining player for the Chinese team. That's a beautiful headshot, but he's still got 20 seconds to play with. He's got that bomb, but Johnny P should have this kill. There we go. Easy peasy. And SkyRed pick up their 5th round.
Yeah, CTs need to keep stacking these rounds, because they're slowly getting back the control on this map. But you can see the Eno PY is having like 8,000, and the rest of the players have like 4,000, 5,000, but they can afford this round. But if they lose this round, they will probably be equal in the next, and it's gonna be good for the CTs if they manage to win these 2 rounds and regain the control of this map.
Well, they were in spawn for a while there, because they're throwing each other weapons to make sure everyone had enough to go around, and that could have maybe stalled them a tiny bit. It suggests it's going to be another slow round. But look at this from Attacker. He's being very aggressive with this peak, and he nearly got the rewards as well. But Dark Lord drops down from Vent into Checkered and has his teammates back. And once again, Puzzle are on the back foot. And they seem to have struggled a tiny bit when they're in these positions. They've typically won rounds when they've got the first couple kills. And when they're a couple players down, there's not too much they can do from that position. And so again, we're seeing Tukon just lining up the frag into main and comfortably securing it for his team.
Yeah, they should be expecting in the next full round some kind of a push from the terrorists, because when you go for the default setup as a terrorist and it doesn't work out for like 3-4 rounds, then you can make a change, and usually teams make a change by pushing some side, and that's what CTs should be expecting in the next gun round. I don't know if it's gonna be next or the one after that, but anyway, nice 2 kills from the
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice aim from him. And that may have gave him a slight glimmer of hope, but with 20 seconds to go, Karsa desperately needed that, and Zach just spins around and insta-dinks him and finishes things off. So that will be puzzle now on Eco, I'd assume, with that kind of economy they have. In OP with 4k, everyone else on about 2 to 3.
Yeah, they should go for the techs now, I assume that will be the case. Or maybe full Eco, maybe they want to save for something for AWP, because I didn't see one in the first 9 rounds. Maybe they should switch it up with... oh, somebody dropped. Anyway, they should maybe switch it up to AWP and boost the AWP to make some pick on connector, or maybe in the vent room, or depends on the spawn. Maybe if they get a good spawn for the B sector, maybe they should go there, but it's all about the informations and reactions, I guess. Yeah.
Info plays such a huge part on Cash, I always feel, because, you know, if you can quickly rotate, you can really catch players off guard. Fortunately, we do have the 10th player reconnected. I've just got the scoreboard up for you guys there, so you can see who's performing. At the moment, top fragger on the entire server is Johnny P, 11 for 6, Dark Lord on 9. So everyone's pretty much pulling their weight on the CT side, and there's a bit more of a frag differential on Puzzle, but then again, we've seen players on CT side really upping their game. And Moriarty yesterday actually was one of those players. He had a really poor CT side, and then on T's just went massive. So they'll be hoping that someone on Puzzle does the opposite of that one. But here we go, into the 10th round. And Puzzle on yet another economy round here. We'll be hoping for the best. A couple of kills would be pretty good as far as they're concerned. A bomb plant would be even better. And the way that SkyRed have been performing has been pretty solid, honestly. I can't see how the T's could push through unless they really catch somebody making a huge mistake.
Yeah, definitely. They should just go stack something and try to plant the bomb, so actually have money for the next 2 rounds, even if they lose the next one. So maybe they should just group up like they're doing. A nice pick, like you said. That was that mistake by Johnny P. So kind of opened up the middle for them, but it doesn't really give them too much except for the middle. They can still be 2 on A, 2 on B. So it's not really some huge mistake, but now it's a problem for them if they manage to take the guy on the B side.
Oh, that flashbang completely locking him down, but CLB gets himself 4 frags on the site. And Dark Lord comes good as well, so it started so well for Puzzle. But only finished like that with 1 frag.
Like you said, it was a round-winning flash. Without that flash, it would be like disaster for the CTs, because they were like in bad positions. And that flash really, really destroyed terrorists on that side.
Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? Like, really good teamwork there from SkyRed when things were looking a bit scary for them. And Puzzle got that first pick, weren't able to do anything with it. And I thought, you know, they kind of grouped together like a bunch of piranha just going for the kill, but then just stalled. Blood. They really did, yeah, that's the thing. But unfortunately for them, CLB and Dark Lord had it sorted. And speaking of Dark Lord, he just goes up on boost, the anti-boost, gets himself a frag. Here comes Puzzle though, with 2 of their own, make that 3. In OP gets himself 2, Lovey gets himself 1. And now SkyRed are 2 players down. Karsa moving in aggressively, will get this kill on main, and with the bomb in hand, they will be getting this plant on A.
I love when I see this middle control battle when the like 4 or 5 players in the same area. It's always entertaining to see the frag exchange between those smokes and boosts and fire bombs and everything. And this time terrorists won that battle, and it gave them the round because they killed 3 people on the middle, and after that it was pretty much easy to finish the round.
Well, CLB, they know where he is, roughly where he is, because he just got a frag on their teammate of Karsa. He does get himself 2, which, you know, it's brave of him, but it's not really going to be enough. They do have a lot of funds to play with, though. 2 players on 8k. In fact, they're going to go for the AWP. Throw it over to Johnny, I believe that is, and try and lock down that mid. In fact, I'm going to be very interested to see where Johnny runs with the AWP, so I'm going to take it on board with him. Oh, look at this.
Oh my god.
A game of juggling between the team. It looks like he's going to take it mid, but that could actually hold him off a few seconds. That could be proved to be oh so crucial. He just misses. No, he actually connects the dots there on the shot, gets their second legs in OP, and because of legging and not fragging, he actually does fall down. So somehow it's gone to a 3-on-3, and I do question, because you know, what kind of a dampener does that put on things when you're juggling weapons in spawn and you desperately want to get to that position?
You could clearly see that they were late just for 1 second, and it cost them the middle and maybe possibly the round, because if that guy just picked up the right weapon and just had a better position in the middle, he could have taken out the first guy on the boost, and the sniper would take care of the second guy, and it would be like 5-on-3 instead of 3-on-3. So you can see 1 second, one little mistake can cost you the round and possibly the match if they go eco. And you know how this works when you get in the snowballing effect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As we're speaking, it has gone down to a 2-on-2. InOP was one of the players that fell, and he got legged from Johnny P, and then got 2 frags afterwards, so that was another huge part of this round. It's a 2-on-1. CLB snaking his way around from B. 25 seconds left on the timer, and both terrorists have their eyes set on the bomb. Can CLB do anything on the cross? No, he can't, and Lovey takes his head clean off his shoulders from toxic barrels. And that will put the 5th round on the board for Puzzle. So this hasn't been a terrible half for Puzzle so far. In fact, 5 rounds is pretty solid.
Yeah. 5 rounds on the T side is awesome. It gives you a room to breathe, and it gives you space even if you lose the CT pistol, because you can always come back, because okay, CTs are heavily favored on this map, and you can see that that mistake we talked about really cost them not 1 but 2 rounds. The juggling of weapons at the spawn cost them 2 rounds. This one and the last one, so lots of space now for the terrorists to actually, they can even risk it for the last 2 rounds, do whatever they want. Maybe it will work and give them more advantage in the second half.
Oh, Lovey just got an absolutely beautiful entry frag beforehand. Running through mid, was flashed and just shot on box in mid. It is an eco round, so you're expecting that SkyRed would lose this one. Zach did get himself a frag with the P250, then picked up the AK-47 for himself. So let's hop across to him and see how he fares in this potential fight to the bitter end. He is going to get pushed and past. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to save. He's just hoping they don't all push him at once. The grenade comes through. He must hear this as well to his left-hand side.
Look at the money on the Johnny P and on Dark Lord and Tukon all as well. They're all below 2k, and they really need this AK to actually try to string some weapons in the next round.
Ooh, Zach's going to be okay. Just about okay. I didn't quite catch who that was, but someone decided to go through Squeaky area instead of main. Had they have gone through main, they could very well have got him in the backside there, but hindsight's always 20/20 when you're watching from our perspective. Lots of funds on the side of Puzzle. 11k for Lovey, and Puzzle 7-6. This is a really solid half for them. They'll be looking for more as well. Let's see if SkyRed can pick up the pieces. An identical setup once again from the Chinese squad, hiding around garage. That man Miwuzu going into Squeaky. He actually second guesses himself. They may try and go for a delayed boost, so let's jump on board with the terrorists. Yeah, it's going to be a delayed boost. Lovey going in alongside Attacker, and so far they're getting a bit of information. They can hear the bullets coming across. It's Attacker that goes in first, living up to his name, but he does get himself taken out from Tukon. Johnny P as well will get himself a frag, and it looked a pretty good round for Puzzle there, but they're starting to crumble now.
That YOLO jump on that boost from the Attacker was just, he didn't really thought this through, because how can you jump on that position, because there is a guy on short who can just shut you down like he did, and that was an opening pick, and then somebody reacted and got their head taken off as well. So it's 5-on-3, and you can see the third frag, and it's pretty much clean and easy round for SkyRed. And little bit of mistake here and there and can cost you the round. But like we said, I mean, they can risk it. They can do this kind of stuff because they have 6 rounds on the T side of cash. They can really afford it.
Oh yeah, and with the last round to play, they had more than enough money to just full buy up. They could have afforded an AWP if they wanted to, but they're going to stick with AK-47s and full grenades at their disposal instead. And this has been a reoccurring theme actually from a lot of the Asian teams that we've casted on Cash. They don't particularly like to use an AWP on T side. They much prefer it on CT. Look at this, Lovey's playing interference by his lonesome down there around Toxic on B. The rest of his team are just lurking, looking to push through Squeaky. They're going to be playing a set piece here any time now. Yeah, we're seeing the smoke grenades coming up. They're going to be thrown all around the same time. Then we're going to see a mad push in. Here we go. 4 smokes. Flashbangs as well. Lovey still trying to be a real pain in the backside. In fact, they're actually going to boost up into mid and try and catch the rotation in its tracks. That's exactly what happens. Dark Lord was in vents. He gets taken out from Puzzle. I really like this strat from them. In actual fact, they're not going to be going for the A push. Instead, they've gone for the B, trying to catch CLB off guard. He is the last remaining player, but he is going to lock him down before dropping himself to Lovely. Last remaining player there was Johnny P. On to B, but actually the CTs have managed to pull this back in a 2-on-2. Zach's going to be coming through from CT side, Tukon from main. The bomb has been planted, and if they can get a crossfire down, Puzzle are in good shape. They have grenades as well. They've got a Molotov. They've got flashbangs. They've got a HE. They just have to make sure that Zach doesn't peer around and get this frag onto Lovey, and that's exactly what happens. And now suddenly everything has flipped on its head. Attacker gets taken out, and Zach will get that defuse as well. And I feel that Puzzle probably should have won that round with the grenades they had.
I have to say that was a really nice strat. It was like a mixed up Virtus Pro strat, which they did like long time ago, where they smoke A site and just go for the B split, but they boost 2 people and it really worked out. But at the end they had a bomb. They planted the bomb on the B side. They had 2 and 2, but after plant positioning was just not on the point, and counter-terrorists punished them before that and managed to take the very important round for them. It's not because of the result, just because of the result, just psychologically. And when you're winning 96 and 87, it's kind of different in your head, because you feel like you have like bigger advantage than you actually have, and it can help you boost your confidence, but it can also like trick you to make some mistakes, and that can cost you later in the match. But let's see what's gonna happen in the pistol round, which is very important for the both teams.
As some people are saying in chat, I fully agree. That was a really enjoyable half to watch there from both teams. You know, lots of interesting strats coming out, lots of action, as you say, lots of picking, lots of mixed strats as well. And it looks as though when the roles are reversed, SkyRed are going to be opting for this full B potential stack. Everybody around this area. CLB watching the back in case someone tries to push through garage. Unbeknownst to him, though, no one is right now. The rest of his team are going to be pushing in right here, right now. Here we go. Toucan taking point with the Glock. He could be taking down Carson. Oh, it's Darklord that actually beats him to the punch. And there we go. An exchange of frags. Miwusu did get Johnny P before being dropped courtesy of Zach. Going to pick up that bomb and go ahead and plant it. They have the... I was about to say the player advantage, but Zach actually did just get himself headshotted down. Bombs coming in from Toucan will be planted at the back of site. And now Lovey in upper is going to be doing his absolute best to try and get an entry frag in this situation, to try and retake this site. Darklord does open up with the P2K. InOP misses absolutely everything. Really should have done better. And SkyRed pick up the 10th round for themselves.
This was just a basic strat from the terrorists. I mean, they just bought one smoke and 4 Kevlars and went for the B site, and really luckily for them, the CTs were like positioned very badly, and the guy who was in the site, he had only P2K, and it really doesn't work so good when on the close range, and the guy who was on the near the spawn got smoked off, and it was like one guy on the against 5, and it was pretty much over after that first pick for the CTs. They need to go for some information at the start of the round, maybe with some aggressive pick, and then switch back to default setup. Because when you are giving all the informations, all the map control for the terrorists and not gaining anything, you will just lose the round like they did the last pistol round that we saw.
Info plays such a huge part in this game, and right now we're seeing
one of the most important things in Counter-Strike is informations.
Definitely.
If you get the right informations, you can make the right call, and once you make the right call, you can win the round every single time.
That's exactly it, and that's exactly what the T's are trying to do right now, is get as much info as possible, checking every possible corner, letting their teammates know what the deal is, and it's going to be Johnny P going in first, breaks the deadlock in this round, gets himself the first blood, onto attacker, Zach from Forklift gets himself one. There is a player hiding in the smoke, it was InOP, but unfortunately for Puzzle, he was unable to do too much, but here we go, it's going to be 5-7 action from Miwusu, gets himself 2 in a row, bombs planted, he's got himself plenty of health, and Kevlar. The only downside is he's got himself no grenades or defuse kit, and he does have to push in. Oh, just for a split second there, I thought we could have a team kill. Toucan shooting his mate in the back of the head, but not to be. 11-6 on scoreboard.
I really like what I saw from the SkyRed team, because they really put in some thought into the anti-eco rounds. You can see the one guy bought SMG and Molotov, second guy bought Galil and Molotov, and just throw it in the pre-made places. Like I will throw the Bialy spot, you throw the molly in the quad, and I will smoke this, you flash this, and just go out and win the round. And they did it perfectly and won the round, even though CTs were on the pistol armor buy. And it's really nice to see that kind of stuff in the Asian team. It really shows they practice and thinking about the game and how should they play against this kind of armor pistol buys the second round.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these teams have came to play, and they're no slouches. You know, a lot of people would have probably thought, oh, Asian CS won't be as good as European, but this is still very entertaining to watch, and some huge and honestly solid tactics coming out. Now this time around, it's going to be an A take as far as they're concerned. Molotov claims the first kill. Toucan opens his account in this round onto Lovey. It is an eco from Puzzle, and this is looking like it's going to be a 12-6 score, and indeed that's just the case, and nobody falls from SkyRed. As far as they're concerned, that was a perfect round.
By the way, this anti-eco strat was something that Cloud9 implemented like 1 year ago, or maybe 6 months. I don't know which major was it, where they played Cash, and it was like armor pistol buy in the second round, and they really have a nice way of dealing with that kind of buying Molotovs and throw it into the quad, into the Bialy spot, into the site, and just going with 5 people on A and dealing with those annoying armors, CZs and stuff. So you can see the terrorists are watching their demos and doing their homeworks, which is really nice.
Was it Katowice when they did that?
Maybe Katowice or Cologne 2014, I don't remember correctly, but I know it was them. So.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, Cash is a very widely played map in NA. It's starting to move over to the EU, but a lot of people I've seen a lot of play in that on North American
Cash was a map which was primarily played in US.
Yep.
The EACA and the CEVO, I think. So then it switched back to Europe, and one of my favorite maps. It's so amazing that you can do so many things on the both sides. So many setups that you can do on the both sides as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to this map. We're seeing right now that Attacker is actually on top of the site. They had no idea where he was. You saw Toucan spinning around, wondering what the hell was happening. And Attacker gets himself 2 frags from that same position. Kaza from mid. One of the intricacies we're talking about is that CTs can push very aggressively up mid, and before you know it, from the T perspective, they're being surrounded, even from T side as well. And look at the CTs. The bomb's been planted, but it's about to get all so hairy for those Ts. Kaza gets himself 1. There's CLB. And the bomb will be defused. The Puzzle get themselves on the scoreboard, actually for the first time on this half. And I'll be hoping for a lot more of those to come.
It was a nice strat again. That you can see the A push with smokes. I mean, it was a fake push on A with the bomb planted on B side, and it worked. Just the guys who were like on the A side didn't manage to get any kind of pick, and they didn't force any rotation. I mean, they pulled one guy from the B side, which was kind of good, but they needed to make some kind of a kill or something to actually pull everybody on the A side. But the boost on the side is the thing that won the round for the CTs. That double kill from Attacker from that boosting position, which is very common these days. Teams like to use that.
Carson manages to get himself into vents, and Toucan will be the first to fall in this, the 20th round. Puzzle have got themselves in pretty good positions here, but again, it's just a case of making sure they don't make any mistakes, because that's what SkyRed are hoping for. They're hoping that someone on CTs derps a bit, they can get a kill and then convert that into a bomb plant.
Yeah, and then CTs are not making any mistakes so far. You can see they're using their smokes properly. They're saving flashes for some kind of a counter attack when they're being attacked on a certain side, but they're playing properly. They took over the middle. There is one guy on the shore, the 2 guys on A, 2 guys on B, and they're not letting go of anything. So
yep, so
it's
far
really
so
nice
good.
to see they're like playing properly and they're thinking in the game. It's not like they're randomly running and rotating like, I don't want to say fools, but maybe it's the right word, but they are not doing it. It's really refreshing to see something like that.
Yeah, no foolish mistakes, but still it looks as though the T's are going to get in. They didn't check that corner, and Carsa is going to strike. He gets himself 1, pulls out the P2K, and that buys up enough time for the rest of their team. And yeah, completely agree. No foolish mistakes. They played that round solid, and they got the rewards.
They go for the middle. They use their smokes. They smoke A side, position themselves very good. Sometimes they boost here and there. B side is guarded very well. Besides that mistake on the pistol round from the cities, where positioning was very wrong, I have to say. Other than that, they are playing really good. You can see that they won the 2 gun rounds and they are on the way back into these games. Maybe they can win this.
Yeah, there's a really solid rotation and they get themselves an 8th round, and now it's an eco from SkyRed. They're going to be playing aggressively onto A. They do get themselves a nice frag there for the P250. Inop gets himself one, and a second from Lovey. And Johnny P does get the bomb planted, so that's not terrible. And he does get himself a kill, so that's 2 kills and a bomb plant on a full eco. That's actually not too terrible, honestly, because they'll take that.
Yeah, they'll take that any day. So maybe I'm just looking forward to see some AWP on the T side, because you can really utilize this weapon on this map as a terrorist. Not like on Inferno, where it's very difficult to actually do something. If you are not Kenny S, it's very difficult. I mean, he's the only guy who can do it. I mean, this map, you can utilize this gun, and you can see on Johnny P, he bought it finally together with Tech 9, so good combo for him. Maybe he can make something work for his team, because they are in a bit of a downfall. You can see nice pick from him. So.
Yeah, getting boosted up and gets the kill, just as you highlighted him with the AWP. He did see a second player as well, so that's going to be that all-important word that we mentioned before, information passed across to the rest of his team. And if an OP doesn't play his cards right here, he will get picked off, and that's exactly what happens. Throws the molly up, it didn't even connect itself, and that pretty much hands himself on a golden plate to Johnny P, and he obliges in kind. So 2 quick picks, and as we're talking about Puzzle being really, solid and not like making mistakes, and 2 of them just got killed for very little reason that round.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose the middle, most teams made a common mistake. When they lose middle, they went back for the middle, and he got picked again, and that was the second kill. When you need the information play, you just go for the other side, because you already lost middle, and you are gaining nothing by picking out and getting killed again. Just go for the A push or some kind of a B sector push, but wow. But
look at this, just as we're writing them off, the CTs will come in, it's down to a 1-on-1, CLB up against Karza, the bomb's not been planted, it's still dropped. Karza is definitely behind in terms of hit points, but he's pushing through onto Forklift, and SkyRed managed to just about cling on for dear life, picks the AWP up, that's a beautiful Dragon Lord by the way, and pick up a 13-9 scoreline. That was so close though.
The thing that almost cost SkyRed the round was after they had like 5-on-3, the uncoordinated entering on the side, because there was one guy, then paused, and the second guy, then the third guy went around the wrong corner, and it was all 1-on-1s, and the CTs got almost all of them, and it nearly cost them the round, but luckily for them, finished the clutch.
Did you see that shot from CLB? That was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
In checkered, yeah. My goodness. Those who did not know what hit him there. Zach is going to get an entry on A. So already Puzzle have lost 2 kills on separate sides of the map, and that's going to leave the rest of them kind of trying to guess. And they've got 2 long-range weapons as well. They've got an auto sniper and an AWP. So this is far from ideal for the Chinese.
Oh yeah, they spent a lot of money.
Yeah, they really invested in this, and it's already gone sideways for them. So now they've got to hope for a couple of heroes to show themselves here. Auto sniper is rattling away there from Karsa. I think tag Zach up slightly, but Zach will live to fight another day. And it looks as though the bomb could very well be moving. There we go. There's the aforementioned auto sniper coming good for Karsa. Lovey does get a tag there, but it's the leg of the assaulter, and Dark Lord comes round the back. Inop and Lovey in the meanwhile do bag themselves up a frag apiece, so it is back to a 2-1-2, and this has been a nice round from Puzzle considering they lost the first 2 players, but now they find themselves in another sticky situation. Johnny P's got his sights trained to upper, and if either Karsa or Inop go up there, they'll probably have themselves taken out, but he's actually going to move positions, and that allows Inop to move himself up there himself. So now Inop does fire across towards the site. Johnny P's there. The last remaining player is Dark Lord in checkered, gets the first frag in this 2-1-2, and now he's going to be moving positions, and that leaves Johnny P with a very comfortable AWP shot, and SkyRed pick up the 14th round for themselves.
Yeah, really nice for them to pick up this round, because look at the money on the CTs, they're practically broke. But I have to say, it was a bad decision from the terrorists. They got lucky to win this round, because they were 5-on-3. In these kind of situations, you don't need to spread out, because CTs need to spread out. They need to cover more ground with less people, and you just need to group up and just force your way into the site. And they almost got punished because they didn't do that. They were too spread out, and luckily for them, they managed to clutch this 2v2 round. And it's 14-9 now. And it's looking not very good for the CTs, for the Puzzles.
Ooh. But they're trying something here, Kazad. Look at this from Lovey. He's boosted over. He doesn't get the kill on Johnny. He gets tagged himself. That should have been a clear kill. And if he gets that cleanly, he's got every chance at going in and picking up more frags. There we go. The bomb's been dropped, but he will be taken down in return. I thought the CTs would just pull off a masterpiece of a strat, but instead they end up dying as a result. Attacker with that CZ 75 does go in, gets himself the frag. Zach will return fire though. Deagle does connect on Zach. It's a 3-on-3 with pistols.
Oh.
Puzzle, that's a beautiful one, Deag. And there's another one as well. 5-7 just walks in and obliterates Zach. It's all on CLB and he's been dropped. And just as Puzzle look like they're down and out, they pick up the round.
Yeah, I mean, once you are in a situation like 9-14, opponent have 14 rounds, you don't have money, you need to buy some pistols, shotguns, you need to go for the risky plays like they did. And I respect that, but as an in-game leader of the terrorist team, you need to anticipate that. And you need to like think, okay, they're desperate, they will try to push something, let's just wait for them. And if they don't do that, we will just get some information play, and just based on that, just force our way into the site. And he made a mistake as an in-game leader, not anticipating that. And look at it now, the eco on the terrorist side, and it's gonna be difficult now to come back into this game.
Oh, yes,
because the momentum is switching for the CTs. They are getting money, they are getting kills, they are getting confidence boosts, and it's looking good for the CTs, even though it's 14-11. I mean, look at the money on the 2-cone and Johnny P. They have 3.3k, and they have to go for the Galils. And
yeah, not fantastic. And the other thing there in that round from Puzzle, you know, they're in a position now where if they win rounds, but they win them only just with maybe 1 or 2 weapons, it's probably not good enough for them. That eco, they won with all 5 players still remaining, so that was a big success for them, and that means they can take over the likes of 3 or 4k into the next round, so they'll be able to buy up next round whatever happens in this one. And SkyRed, as you mentioned before, it's Galils and not a great deal of grenades to their names. And yes, they got 4 smokes, that's pretty solid. But they'd like to have had a bit more.
You need to flash positions. Okay,
exactly.
You will smoke off the rotation, but you are just going into the crosshairs of the CTs like they did now. The attacker just punish them. You don't have flashes to actually flash them and move them somewhere, or maybe molotovs, and it's not looking good. They need to pick the next kill, but they didn't. So.
Well, let's see if they can close this round out regardless. CLB, well, nope, he can't. He's on forklift. So, question to you then, Kazab, because of the fact they couldn't get flashes and smokes and, you know, maybe even an AWP on their side, would you have preferred them to have double ecoed there, or maybe just go with a pistol upgrade?
Double eco would be great in this position, because you need to trust your strengths. If you're good with molotovs and smokes and flashes and AWP, you need to believe in that and go for that. Even if you need to sacrifice 2 rounds, if you're gonna win at the end because of your strats, it's worth it, right? It's worth it.
Yeah.
So they need to go for that, or else if you're gonna force it up, just have a plan. Let's just, okay, there are 3 guys on the A side, 1 guy on the middle, 1 guy on the B. Let's just throw 1-2 smokes on the middle and just try to win the duels on the B side, because there are fewer people there, right? So they need to like analyze those things where they're eco, not just running around with their blocks and trying to do nothing. So.
Yeah, I just highlighted there that again they've gone for this this set play, but it's just not going to help. They're not going to get the bomb plant either. Attacker gets himself 3 kills on the board. He's going to get a 4th as well. He's hungry for that ace. Last remaining player is on forklift, and no, you know, he comes and scumbags the ace away from Attacker, but he's not going to care. Another clear-cut round. They set up 4 smokes. They set up to try and rush in, but the problem is when you're against full M4 and you've just got pistols, you're always going to come out second best.
And they really didn't balance their money, sync their money with the rounds, because if they lose this, they will be econ 14-14, and they're giving up the 15th round of the match to the puzzle, and it's it was a mistake from again in the in-game leader of terrorist team not to think about that as well.
Well, it looks like they're going to have 4 players stacked around A once again, but it's going to be Zach getting that kill. Attacker pushing there. I'm not so sure about that play. Maybe getting a bit too antsy, maybe getting a bit too confident. And because of those pushes and deaths, that's going to allow SkyRed to actually push into A. Or is it because InOP is going to spray down onto main A? There's Caster from Toxic. And just when I'm thinking that SkyRed are going to comfortably pick up this round, CLP turns round and gets himself 2. Unbelievable play. He was flashed up heavily, and he pretty much just spun on a dime and got himself 2 quick-fire frags. Now, InOP, the man that I just mentioned, who's got 15 HP, is in a 1v2 situation. A position
game-winning spray, I guess.
Really, really is a game-winning spray, potentially, because it's the 14th round. If InOP can clutch this, it would be phenomenal play from him. He does have a defuse kit. He does have himself some grenades. But the problem is that 15% HP remaining. Oh, and he just turns at the wrong time. And he gets taken out 15 to 13. There is lots of money, though.
Yeah, but again, they were a bit lucky to win this round. Because they went for the A push again. And they are always going for the A push or middle. If they're not in the middle, they're A. And the big guy can just say, okay, rotate whoever it wants. I will just stay here alone and defend this by myself. Even nobody is coming here, so there is no need to actually somebody rotate near me. And CT's had a good chance to win this round, but that spray at the end was just...
It was sick.
It was lucky. It was sick. Lucky, whatever.
As you say, though, that could potentially be the game-winning spray here, because now SkyRed have themselves 2 match points, 2 quarter-final points, and if they win either of these, they'll be up against ZCCY in the semi-finals, which is another Chinese team. So the Vietnamese are hoping to take one of these. I did mention before that Puzzle have a lot of funds to play with, so they're able to replenish their weaponry. They've got themselves an AWP and an auto sniper,
yeah,
which we've seen them run before, actually, Kazad. It didn't pay off for them last time around. They ended up losing that round.
Yeah, but it was a close round, so...
Yeah, it was, yeah.
We can blame them for that, but...
Oh, here we go.
The B split, and it's gonna be 15-14, I guess, because now Galil on the Johnny P, it's not gonna work, I guess. Yeah, he's gonna end up dead now.
Man, this has been a good hold so far from CTs. They have lost themselves 2 players, though, and InOP's only got himself 1 HP. Lovey did return fire, so it isn't a 3-on-2 as it could have been. InOP is coming round the back. You don't need much HP if you catch someone off completely off guard. And that's what has happened. 15-14. And once again, Cash delivers for us here on eFrag TV.
The guy who was last on the terrorist side, who should just look at the bigger picture and go for the bomb plant and get some money for his team. But because look at it now, they have like 5 pistols. And with that possible plant, they would maybe have 1 or 2 AKs, and that could actually win them the round, but he thought like he was gonna clutch the round, and he didn't, because he didn't have any chance, obviously, but he should maybe look at the bigger picture and go for the plan. But it's over now. They are pushing A side with 5 smokes, I guess. Yeah, 5 smokes, so... and 3 flashes and 1 Molotov, so there is a slight chance for them to win this round if CTs make some kind of a rotating mistake.
Oh, but they've got the opening frag with the Tech 9. There is the molly, though, and that is going to be able to pick up a frag. InOP somehow survives for a few more seconds. The bomb has been planted. It's a 3-on-2, and Lovey is under heavy fire. That flashbang completely decimates Dark Lord. It's all on CLB. He's been caught staring at a wall on Forklift. And Puzzle bring it back into overtime. Unbelievable stuff here. And there is another chapter to be written in this game. Who would have thought it?
Is it MR3 or MR5?
I am not sure, to be honest with you. I guess only time's going to tell.
Yeah.
But 15-15, Kazad. What a game this has been.
Ups and downs, roller coaster. So it's kind of, I mean, the right result. Some kind of feels like that. It's supposed to be a 15-15. I mean, both teams had a chance to win. Both teams had a chance to lose. So.
Oh man.
I don't know.
I bet there's some people sweating right now that have bet skins on this game.
I saw it was like 20k bets on the CSGO Lounge. So lots of items in play.
Oh yes, definitely.
And it's MR3, so...
Wow, so not much room for error then.
Definitely not.
Oh, Johnny P with that boost is going to get himself 2 frags. Can he get a third? Very narrowly misses up there on boost. He's going to have another crack at the whip there. A flashbang comes out. And it's InOP says, no, I'm not too interested in this, and it's probably for the best, because Johnny P has not been missing much from that position. And now, with that player advantage, they're going to try and convert that into an A push. It's only going to be Attacker who is stood between them and this plant. Smokes have been thrown out. Dark Lord's going to throw one as well. The cavalry hasn't moved in just yet. And Miwuzu is going to finally come around there. There's Attack. He gets himself 2 kills out of nowhere. And that could have been a huge play from him that could just about clutch this out for the CTs. Or have I spoke too soon? Because Johnny P gets himself a beautiful 4-man. And SkyRed move ahead once again.
You can see this is what we talked about. Their strengths are obviously the AWP on this guy. And you can utilize that by boosting him, and they did now, and he picked up 4 kills, so practically won the round by himself. And it's a very important round in the overtime when everybody's having money and you can buy whatever you want. So there is an advantage for the CTs this kind of situations. But Johnny P again starting with a pick. He's switching positions and taking kills, which is very, very good for his team.
The strange thing is that Luffy went peeking without flashing or anything, so he's just basically walking out there cold, and he just got wrecked.
Well, when you get right spawn for that kind of stuff, it really pays out, but Johnny P got on the position before him, because he got the best spawn from the terrorist side, and he won this duel for his team.
As we said earlier as well, because it's those seconds here and there that make the big difference, and if Johnny P gets there a second late, maybe he ends up dying, but CLB... well, he was in a static position, and Costa had to go ahead and get the entry onto him. So he'd have been hoping for that frag, but instead he ends up dying as a result. The bomb's been planted. Puzzle. Again, backs against the wall. It's sink or swim, fight or flight. Go big or go home.
These two guns because they don't have any money. They really need to back up.
And there's very little chance they're going to clutch this round. They do get an exit frag, but they have to start pulling themselves back. The NOP's been caught. And now it's all on Karsa, and he dies. So I fully agree. They really should have saved, because those two assault rifles would have been massive.
Immediately, once it was 5-on-2 or 4-on-2, just go back, save your guns, and cut your losses, and just try to win the last round and pull yourself out on the T side. But it's not looking good for the puzzle. They need to take this round somehow, and
not looking good at all. Johnny P, top fragging right now, because with 30, he's dropped a 30 bomb. Doing a nice job. Oh, Zach just gets attacker. I think he was flashed and threw a smoke. And that is a huge, huge frag as well, because remember, 19 is the magic number.
Look at there is an empty B side. Look at it, there is nobody there. And just, who is the guy on the B side? CLB, if he went for the information play now, he would gain so much for his team, but he's kind of passive.
Yeah, very much the case. And that's going to be Dark Lord moving into position. Gets himself one. Does get pricked up. And that actually gives Puzzle the man advantage. But you look at their HP. They've got 11, 19, and 34. Whereas Johnny P and CLB...
yeah, he got the AWP. So once you have 1 or 100, it doesn't really make such a difference. But look at 31 HP across 3 players. So, come on.
Miwusu is cooking, and that's going to be another kill in their favour. Bomb's been planted.
And Johnny P knows it. He knows about the HP. He got the information, and look at him. He's with Tech 9, just waiting for the players, and it's a really nice decision.
Oh, and that's going to be the final round of this half of overtime. So 1 out of 3 rounds is all SkyRed needs to progress through to the semi-finals. And honestly, they're on CT side as well, Kazad, so they really should be able to pull this off.
Yeah, I would go for some kind of a risky play in the first round. Maybe go for the AWP aggressive push and maybe demolish the whole idea of terrorist threat in the first round. And then in the second I would play default, and if I lose that one, then you have the third round to actually do something else. But they are going with the AWP on the middle and the double AWP on the Zek as well.
Yeah, this is a declaration of intent, maybe, that they want to play this one really static and just wait for the T's to push them. They're not going to be playing anything too aggressive. And so far, so good for them. No early picks have came about, but here we go. Attacker actually does go through me and gets himself 2 beautiful kills there. And that's what they need, someone to stand up and deliver for them. A talisman to get behind. Dark Lord does pull back a frag for his team and gives the Vietnamese something to think about
here.
They
just need to save.
Yeah, and they're going to save it.
Now.
Okay, they've read this very well.
We went for the picks. We lost the duels. Never mind, it's 1 round, we have 2 more, and just stay back, save your guns, and win the next round. And if you lose the next round, you have 1 more after that, so it's not really a big deal. They just need to save these guns, whatever they do, because if they lose them, that can cause a problem in the final round, but in the next one, no.
Yeah, they're playing with their heads here. They're playing this very smart, not letting things get away from them, and they will be able to save up these weapons right now. Attacker is going to be pushing in here actually from T-spawn, and he could end up getting killed as a result of this. If CLB just looks to his right-hand side, that will be a free frag for him, but he's not. And so SkyRed save the 3 weapons, move forward. Oh, NOP, he does die just about in the last second there. And SkyRed have themselves 2 more opportunities to go through to the semis. Puzzle have to win the next two to take us into overtime number 2.
Oh yeah, long and hard job for them to actually win those 2 rounds, and they started very well, so maybe they can come back. Honestly, I don't see it happening, but I was wrong before. So.
It's something that we see Lovey do a lot, actually, and that's playing this lurker flanker interference player on to B, and he actually gets himself the frag there as well. So that is just massive. Nearly gets himself a second, but Dark Lord pushes through the vent and does silence him momentarily for this round. Meanwhile, action's breaking loose as my camera just freezes for some unknown reason. Miwizu is going to go through there onto the top of the Molotov and gets the bomb planted.
Tukon with a nice position, he can just flank them and win this round for his team easily. If he hits his shots, he hits the first one. Wow, but he misses the second, so...
Yeah, does get the first shot, as you highlighted, but didn't connect on the second. Johnny P seems to know that someone's around the forklift area. That Molotov was so well placed. Attacker gets one. Oh, Johnny P's missed his chance. No, he hasn't. And that is going to be all she wrote for this matchup. SkyRed progressed through to the semi-finals as we finish this overtime. And what a game it was as well, because I think the deserved winners ended up winning as a result there overall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Johnny P finished the match his style with a 31 kill. So he played the best map for his team, and he kind of grounded the victory with this clutch at the last